Renee Hauser, and I have my good friend and colleague, Kristi Mraz, with me. And today we wanted to talk a little bit about increasing choice and the importance of choice and the role that choice plays in our everyday lives, and also the students that we're supporting, whether we're supporting students with at-home learning or whether we're supporting students in brick and mortar learning or hybrid or remote. If we think about it, or even think about our everyday lives, what does the power of choice do in our everyday lives? I recently rewatched Daniel Pink's TED Talk on the science of intrinsic motivation. And if we had the key, right, as people who support children in our lives, if we had the key of intrinsic motivation, just imagine the possibilities. But I think people like Daniel Pink do give us some keys, right? We actually do have the key to intrinsically motivate not only ourselves, but the children in our lives as well. And thinking about choice as being one of those keys and how we can design environments that empower children to make decisions, I think is all really important to think about it. So Kristi and I have been thinking a lot about what we can do in our everyday lives with kids at home, and also in classrooms, this idea of bringing back more choice or even initiating choice. Kristi, tell us a little bit of what you're thinking about.
Thanks, Renee. I was impressed. I'm impressed. I feel like you have a long Oprah-like career ahead of you.
I'm hoping she picks us up. I'm hoping.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to add to your sort of research on choice. So Daniel Pink talks about the importance of autonomy, mastery, and purpose, right? All three things that choice can increase. I wanted to add a layer in willpower. So talking about willpower research. So willpower research says that willpower is a finite resource, and there's two ways to reboot it. One is sugar, which is my primary method. And the second is unstructured time, also known as choice, right? A third sort of layer, I think, when we're thinking about the importance of choice. So motivation, willpower. And the other thing I'll say about willpower is when kids run out of willpower, it often looks like misbehavior, but it's not. It's just like the car ran out of gas, like how I can't tune it and I have nothing left. And if I've been executing all my willpower to sit up straight and not touch the emoji keys, and also my iPad's where I play games, but I'm not doing that, all that willpower, once it saps out, is gonna look like I'm disengaged, but really I'm just out of willpower. The third layer is thinking about decentering ourselves as teacher, capital T, and instead doing some of the work that sort of Hammond suggests, Deborah Renetta Sullivan, Goldie Mohammed, when we reduce our prescriptives and increase choice, we also decrease our sort of privilege in terms of running everything, and we're facilitating decision making, we're facilitating kids diving into their own choices and they're excited, they're interested in all those sorts of things. So choice is like a high leverage move. If you're gonna increase one thing, choice is a good call. Okay, so Renee turned me on to my favorite thing in the world, which is Jamboard. The thing I really miss is a pocket chart. I miss the pocket chart. And Jamboard's supposed to be a whiteboard, but it's got everything you could need for a pocket chart. So should we talk about all the ways we could use Jamboard to create opportunities for choice?
I think so.
Okay. So one way to increase choice, right, is something as simple as read aloud, right? So rather than saying, this is the read aloud that we're gonna have, we can invite kids to do read alouds. So that could look like a little something like this. Voila. So I could be making a Jamboard with some different read aloud choices. I could have kids' names just at the bottom, and I could say to the kiddos, hey, think about what read aloud you'd like to listen to today. As the kids select, pretty easily just dragging their name to the read aloud they want, that sets me up for some small group read alouds. So something that typically happens whole class, really easy to add more choice into by using a Jamboard to say, here are 3 read aloud choices. You can up that exponentially by asking kids to submit what read aloud choices would you like, right? And now I'm gonna put 3 possibilities, which would be 3 small read aloud groups. Another variation would be thinking about that for an upper grade way, more like a book club or a supported book club or a read aloud book club, right? So just some older titles, kids being able to sign up for what they'd want to do. Third one, which I hopefully still have up, would be a play workshop. So if I want to do some virtual play dates, I could. So let's say I ask kids the things they want to play. It could be that, and then you can see how I'm add an image. They're saying they want to have a Lego group. The thing that I love the most about Jamboard, Renee, and this like super, is that you can choose your color palette, which is like so.
The world of Jamboard is a lovely one to be in.
So I might have a Lego play group, right? And then let's say I'll only put another one up for time's sake. Let's say there's another group that wants to play Cat Family, because I have never worked with a group of kids who do not suggest playing Cat Family, which, as we all know, involves a lot of just meowing.
Meowing and chasing.
A lot of meowing, a lot of chasing. I liked co-teaching during Cat Family, so I could say, oh, I don't need a cat. I think she does. Okay, so kids could sign up for the virtual play group they want to be in. If you're working with younger little ones who don't always recognize their name, super easy to make their photographs what they move around. I can make a post-it though. Renee, what do you want? Do you want Cat Family?
I'm going to go with Cat Family. No, I'm going to go with Lego Family. Lego, yeah, perfect.
Okay, so Renee signed up for Legos, and I can pull her with anyone else who wants to join in that. I'm going to go with Cat Family.
So Kristi, amazing tools. And yes, Jamboard is incredible. I'm also thinking of caregivers who are supporting at-home learning. You could actually create a pocket chart, right? The tried and true pocket chart, and easily just have those images and create that choice as well. I'm also just thinking about, I'm going back to, as I heard you speak, just the idea of letting kids choose books that they can and want to read is really empowering. Topics that they want to write about from their everyday lives. And even, I know if we're in remote settings, and I know even in brick and mortar right now, we might not have as much flexibility with choosing where to sit or choosing where I work, but could we imagine, and just kind of inviting and opening that up, like during math, I need to pace a little bit. So I'm going to stand and adjust my screen, or in a brick and mortar, I'm going to make my circle a little bit bigger. And during reading, I need to be sitting still and comfy. And so just kind of opening up that possibility of helping kids understand who they are and making choices best based on, I understand my brain and the evolution of my brain and what supports me in different times of the day. And I love the idea. Sorry, go ahead.
Can I do a quick caregiver screen share? So I want to shout out my sister who made a little schedule with her preschooler. So we talked about what are all the things that so there were some have to do's and can do's, but the choice was on my niece to organize her day. So of the have to do's and the wanna do's, how do you want to organize across your day? So again, you could just be using magnets. This is obviously a bulletin board. All right, I'll stop sharing there.
No, I love it. And you know what's so empowering, I feel like, in all, like, especially that one, is like the co-design of it, the co-collaboration, like the students creating the images, right? Your niece creating the image and the print to go with that. Or even if kids are pre-print, like, could they cut things out from a magazine and glue it? And then they have all of their choice activities to do. Their choice work, I think, is incredible.
I think
I love, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think the thing that you were saying before, which is so important to remember, is there's always choice, but it's a choice whether or not you point that out, right? And so I think looking across your day and being like, if I'm going to demand one thing, what two choices can I give back to kids? So if I'm going to say we have to do math right now, what two choices am I sure kids have access to? Maybe they're going to choose their math group. Maybe they're going to choose how they do their math, right? Or if I'm going to say we're all going to listen to this book, then what are the two choices kids have back?
Incredible. And so let's think of, how are we prioritizing right? This idea of making choice a little bit more prevalent, because I think what you value, you prioritize. And we value students becoming intrinsically motivated and engaged with their learning. That's the key to anything. And so if you design the best mini lesson or read aloud or anything, and doesn't have a place to land, right? What was that for naught? So I think really thinking through how choice can really engage students in their learning and in design in situations where they become empowered. Let's prioritize it. Let us know how you are prioritizing choice and what you're designing in your everyday schedules. And we will be back with more tips at another time. Thanks so much for